It's I, your half-ass reporter, James Kalm, the guy on the bike. And we are on Grand Street on the Lower East Side. We're gonna run in here to Alexandre Gallery and take a look at an exhibition by John Walker. Okay, so they're calling this new work. We'll make our initial sweep of the installation. This is titled Resurrection 3. Oil on canvas, 84 by 66 inches. And I've probably been seeing John's work since, well, the early 80s. I think the first show of his that I popped in for was at Betty Cunningham. She had a little gallery above Finelli's bar. And, well, I was impressed. Okay, we've got a trio of ink on paper works. They're all entitled 29 3/4 by 22 inches. Well, as I was saying, I saw his work at Betty Cunningham, and I liked it. I think one of the things that, oh God, there's a sneaker print on there. One of the things that I was attracted to was that John was an oil painter. This is titled Solitude 2021, 84 by 66 inches. Well, as I was saying, I think the late 70s, early 80s was a period when Neo-Expressionism was manifesting, and conceptual art and minimalism had kind of run out of gas. So there were a lot of people that were looking at painting and kind of thinking that they could dig in there and find some territory that they could work in, find out. And, well, John was a very painterly painter. He still is. Although, and I have to say that he's really keyed this into the blues, which I like. I think a lot of the early work was dealing more with kind of the classic browns of a Rembrandt or a Goya. They talk about his influences in the press release. Okay, this is Catch 2, 2022. And I was thinking that there is a sense of the beach, the seafront, the water. There's a great New York artist. He's been around forever, Paul Rosica, and he's been painting ships on the bay for the last 50 years. And I like the repeated kind of wave patterns that John's playing with. Also, a lot of this is fairly thin, fairly flat, dry. So some of it almost has the sense of drawing. So a lot of the lines are charcoal. It's titled For Harvey, 84 by 66. As I was saying, the early paintings I liked, he was doing a lot of work with glazes and gels and all kinds of things that you can mix in with oil paint. And yeah, in a way, this is kind of distilled, thinned out. Although, yeah, I do get the feeling of saying not only waves, but hulls of wooden ships, maybe. And yeah, you can see his feel for the layering of the paint. Catch one. Well, as I said, I like him as a painter. I kind of like his sense of design, his feel for the materials. And I'm kind of looking at some of this and thinking that it, just in the freshness of the way he's handling his paint, makes me think a little bit of some of the late Motherwells. It's a nice little grouping here. Study for the Barge 1. So he's starting out with kind of a terracotta ground. Builds up his ultra blue on there. These are nice. Shield 1. 24 by 18. This actually makes me think a little bit of Carl Apple, some of the Cobra artists. Shield 2. And, well, I'm not sure, but I think John is taught somewhere here up in the Northeast. I know a lot of young painters that love him and have been influenced by his work. It's titled Black Pond 2, 2023. It's 84 by 66. I think it's also interesting to see the way that he is kind of working with a landscape figurative aspect, but it all has a abstract framework and formalist structure here. Riverview 2023, 72 by 66. Okay, here you can see some of his use of the glazing and the gels and things. A lot of Petametti. Study for clock and shell. .30 by 24. I don't know, I always had the belief that painting is one of the evolutionary stages of alchemy, and well, all the pigments have certain kinds of chemical properties, and if you look at the way that John is able to use the ultramarine blue, go from kind of dry, almost a powdery blue, to these thick, almost a violet blue thing, and the different qualities of the shine and sheen. I think he's got a pretty good alchemical sense of his materials. Riverview 2, 2023, this is 84 by 66. Okay, so this is the large version of the painting we just looked at. Thinking that another artist that was very influential about the time that John came on the scene, it was Philip Guston. He might have just recently passed away, but he was very influential for a whole, well, maybe a couple of generations of painters. And I was going to say that well, there's probably a lot of people who would not think that you could get a lot of mileage out of a conch shell on a seashore, but I think John has done a pretty good job. James Kalm reporting on John Walker. New works here at Alexandre Gallery. Hello viewers, it is I, James Kalm, your half-assed reporter, and we're down here on Henry Street at the ATM Gallery, and we just snagged Francisco Tavoni, the artist here, and the title of the show is Sentient Beings? Okay, Francisco. We're going to get him to give us a little chat about the show. First of all, let me run through and make a quick sweep of the installation. Okay, and you said you were from Venezuela?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. I'm half Venezuelan, half Italian. Spent most of my life in Australia. So it's a bit of a mix.
How about your training? Did you take university courses and study art or go to art school, any of that stuff?
Yeah. I have a bachelor in photography and also in filmmaking. And I learned a lot about lighting. And I did also 10 years of fashion photography. And into this.
Well, tell us a little bit about the pieces here.
Yeah, basically it all happened by an accident one day experimenting in the studio. I was mixing fabrics and light, and at the same time I was taking photos of people that I knew. And somehow in photography, when you have a negative and then you invert it,
yes,
it becomes a real photo, right? So I did the same but through light, and the filters that I was using in the camera, it kind of created these colors as well. And then it took me 2 more years to actually figure out what the accident is. And what I did, I started experimenting with the focus of the lens. And that's why all the shapes.
Okay, so these are all ditone prints?
Yeah, so I use a machine I work in Berlin at a place where we have a special printing machine.
Okay, just a second, let me get the title of this one. This is Cartharilius Cornicius,
Yeah.
2023,
Yeah.
duotone print on bite or rag wax coated. Okay, with the artist's frame.
Yeah, so I do the frames myself. They're aluminum frames, and I polish them by hand. Also, there is we use a waxing layer on top of the print so that you can actually wash them as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess that's a lot better to have the print open like that than to have it under glass.
Yeah,
Is that one of the reasons you do
glass,
that?
Then you get all the
Yeah,
reflections.
that's right.
It's messy, it breaks.
You know, the other thing I was looking at this and sort of thinking that that these were paintings, you know, because they have that kind of nice matte surface, and they have a kind of painterly quality.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah. So for this show, I worked in the relationship that we have with mushrooms, either in a medicinal way, in a healing way, or it could be also in a creepy way. So basically, I picked all these mushrooms in the forest in Australia.
Yes, do they have magic mushrooms in Australia?
There's everything. These, the ones that are here, these are not magic. These are more, you can eat them.
Okay.
It's called chandelier. This is the original name. And then this is king oyster mushroom. And you can eat them. And then here, on this group, this is psilocybin mushroom, and this is abstract mushroom. And all the people that are photographed are people that I know as well, and people that I have had some sort of experience with.
Well, you said you were a fashion photographer. Are all of the portraits of all women?
No, that's actually a man.
That's okay.
The one there. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's not. It's more about the people that I know, and it's more about the relationship that I have with them.
I want to look at this one here. I like the color. This is what I was talking about painting.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the pieces have this kind of red-orange cast, mostly keyed into that range.
Yeah.
Whereas this one here, you've got nice green.
And I changed the colors of the backgrounds. Also, the camera has filters, has color filters. And also, I use color lighting as well. So it depends on how I lit the studio, then I get a different.
So, okay, the mushrooms, I guess all of these, you're taking the photographs originally in the studio.
Yeah.
These are not out on the street or out in the countryside or something like that, okay.
I pick them up from the ground, and then I take them to the studio, and then we put them in a little vase and we photograph them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at this one here. So how are you finding New York?
Yeah.
The New York art community
Very
here?
exciting. We had a little, unfortunately, one of Bill, that was the person I think
Yes.
struck. Yeah,
Bill
passed away
Brady,
last week.
yeah.
Especially loved.
We're all heartbroken about that.
Yeah, and he was a dear friend as well, and yeah, he helped me out a lot, and I'm very glad that I got to meet him, and he gave me the opportunity to do the show. And
Yes,
I'm very
that's-
emotional for it.
It's so great that you were able to like finish this and almost like a memorial to Bill,
Yeah.
you know, for all the time and effort that he takes to put a show like this together.
Yeah,
And all of these pieces are 69 by 47?
yeah,
Something like that, okay.
that's including the frame as well.
Okay, Francesco, thank you for talking to us a little bit. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoy
Yeah,
the rest of your tour here in New York.
thank you.
All right. Okay, so this has been James Kalm reporting on Francisco Tavoni, sentient beings. Here at ATM Gallery, you can like this, share, link it up to all your social media sites, and you can leave your thoughts, ideas, comments, criticisms, and reviews below, as long as you say, "Thank you, Kate."